Tompkins. Today on Dove Talks, we're going to be talking with some attorneys in the personal crimes team at the state's attorney's office. We're going to learn more about how they work with our advocates in the victim witness program to help clients navigate the very complicated legal process. So maybe we could start by kind of explaining to our viewers what you do as a prosecutor.
What we do, our role is basically to shepherd a case through the court system. We start a case usually post-arrest. Case might come to our desk in the morning. We might review the reports, decide what the appropriate charge is, and then we handle the case from beginning to end. We handle a case from first appearance through trial and through the appeals and post-conviction relief cases. So we take a case from day one all the way through the appeals process.
And you serve as the lead attorney for the personal crimes team. Can you explain what that is?
The personal crimes team handles all cases involving physical, sexual, domestic violence. We handle crimes against children, so child abuse, child neglect prosecutions. We work on those as well.
So in recent years, you've helped create a formal process for sexual assault victims so that defendants can be more easily tested for HIV and STDs, sexually transmitted diseases. Sexual assault's a common thing that both of us deal with in our work. Can you kind of explain why you came up with this process and what it's really done for survivors?
Yeah, one of the reasons that we did come up with the procedures for sexually transmitted infection and HIV testing is because we wanted to have an answer when somebody comes into our office and they had concerns about whether they needed to seek additional medical care. It's kind of outside of our wheelhouse because our role primarily is to gather evidence for criminal cases, and we're actually not allowed to use the testing results as evidence, but we did want to make sure we could give people answers and some guidance on what their next steps might be.
I just wanted to thank you for doing that. It's meant a lot to the victims that we work with as well. So maybe that's a good segue for how you interact with our team and how we work together.
We work very closely with the Victim Witness Advocate program. We work with them to set up victim meetings to make sure that we're listening to individual victims of crime and their voices are heard, and we're telling them what is going on in the criminal cases in which they're involved. Additionally, we work very closely with the New Choices in Domestic Violence court program. We were very fortunate in Grand Forks County to have the domestic violence court in North Dakota. Our offenders are required by law to go through a domestic violence program if they are convicted of a crime involving domestic violence. So we do work very closely with the treatment staff and the individuals that run the New Choices and DV court programs.
And thanks so much, Andrew. The partnership has really meant a lot. We've served almost 1,400 victims of crime last year, and about a third of those were sexual assault, domestic violence victims. So it's a statistic we would like to see go the other direction. So hopefully, as we work together, that will happen. So maybe we'll go now to Sarah to talk a little bit about how you distribute cases. Is it sort of divide and conquer, or do you specialize?
It really just depends. If a case comes in, they've been arrested, what have you, our office will kind of determine what kind of a case it is. Is it a personal crimes team case, a property team case? And then they'll just kind of go down the list and assign it to the next person that's up. But that could be different. If there is a bigger case that we're working on with law enforcement in advance, and we've already kind of put in the work and built the relationship on the case, we can always ask that it be assigned to us once it does come in. So it really just kind of depends.
Can you tell us how you work with a lot of kiddos, how you approach those cases a little bit differently than the adult cases?
We absolutely treat those differently. Personally, in my experience, when I have a case that involves a child victim, I like to meet with them way advance of trial. I'll reach out to one of our advocates and ask if we can set up a meeting over at CVIC, because I like to go over there and I just want to color with them. Get to know them a little bit, let them ask questions of me. We're not going to talk about the facts or the case, but really just start kind of building a familiarity, a very baseline relationship, so if it goes to trial, they're not surprised by this lady that they don't know asking them really personal questions.
The other thing that we're really proud of with this partnership is that what you all in your office and Haley, our state's attorney, tells us often is that the outcomes are better with this partnership. Can you tell us a little bit about that and how it's been optimized through the partnership?
I couldn't imagine not working with CVIC and the Victim Advocate Group. Those ladies are wonderful to work with. They really help us create kind of a multi-approach to helping these victims when we're working with them. They're able to build more of a personal relationship with them, get to know them a little bit better. And then when they come in and meet with me, they're able to make sure that, they know what's kind of going on in the background. If this person forgets to ask a question that they've talked about, they can bring that up. So I can make sure that they're getting the information that they wanted, because I'm sure it's a little uncomfortable or nerve-wracking coming into the courthouse, meeting with us. They really just help make things go a lot smoother. I couldn't imagine doing it without them.
We appreciate it so much. I know it, and for those of us who don't work in a courtroom every day, it can be a little intimidating. It's a big room and can look intimidating, feel intimidating, so breaking down those walls before is always really important. So we appreciate this as well. Actually, a really great segue, because both of you have been nominated for our Peacemaker Award. It's an annual award we give out. But I'm wondering if the two of you can kind of share what that's meant to you to be honored with that award.
We don't work alone. I won the award, but I can't do what I do without our partners, with law enforcement officers that are out investigating the cases, without the advocates coming to our victim meetings and work through a case. But being recognized was a great honor.
How about you?
I have to agree. I mean, he took almost everything. I had never heard of this award, so I was very surprised when I was notified that I was nominated for it. I don't do this job for accolades or for awards, but it was very heartfelt to know that I was making an impact with the people that I was working with. And really that's what I'm wanting to do, is make sure that I'm making a positive impact when they're going through something that's pretty awful.
I'm glad you felt honored, because you should, and we can't do this work either without folks doing the tough work too. So we appreciate it very much.